Hey everybody, welcome back to Floyd's Records. I'm your host, Floyd Sampson, and today I'm going to be reviewing this album, the Bloodwater Rebellion by Keldian. I'll show you that, guys, one more time. I don't know if you can, there's kind of a glare on it, so. This is the fifth album by my favorite metal band of all time, Keldian. This is what the album cover looks like. It's one of their most different album covers and one of their most different albums. So like I said, this is their fifth consecutive record over, a period of over 10 years. I think they started in 2007 or 8. I don't remember exactly, but with Heaven's Gate and then Journey of Souls, Outbound, Darkness and Light, and now this one, the Bloodwater Rebellion. They usually wait like 5 to 6 years, or at least 5 years to make an album. So, I'm not going to get into a huge history of, my knowledge of the band. I can always post a video later if you want to hear my thoughts on other albums, if you're a Keldian fan and you want to know what I think. But I really do love their music, and I'm serious when I say they're my favorite metal band of all time. Outbound, their third record, is my favorite metal album ever. It's in my top 10 albums of all time. It's a brilliant album. So, without talking about the other ones too much, I'll start talking about this one. So, like I said, again, this is their fifth. And it goes in a different direction than the other records do. The other records dive heavily into science fiction, but especially space science fiction. They like singing and writing about space and aliens and planets and space travel and all that good stuff. This record doesn't have any of that, but it's unique because it's based on an unpublished novel that one of the creators made. There's only two people. Keldian is two people. It's Christer something, and then Errol something. I forget their last names. They're both Norwegian. Great guys. They're really cool dudes. But this is a concept album about the future, kind of in an apocalyptic sense, and there's a lack of water, and then there's like the rich elites that have all the water supply, and then the people outside the rich elites, the lower income people or the poor people, don't have any water at all. It's a well-written story, but I don't know if for me, it's not near as captivating as the science fiction space theme. Again, we're still in science fiction territory, but it's a little bit different. As far as music goes, the album takes a different direction also, because there's not as synthesizer or keyboard heavy. The guitars are very prominent on here, and there's some pretty good riffs, such as like the I Am the Taker, that has a very nice groove to it, and it kind of reminds me of Move to Memphis by a-ha. In fact, the overall feeling of this record reminds me a lot of Memorial Beach by a-ha, which was one of their, I think their second album of the 90s. So, I Am the Taker, there's a plane or a jet going over this house right now, but I Am the Taker is one of the best songs on here. My favorite songs are The $1 Million Mile, I Am the Taker, Tundra, The Lighthouse Burden, and Thunderstorm of the Century. And A Ghost and a Promise is pretty cool too. Overall, the album isn't the most consistent as far as sound goes. I know that it's a concept album. It's telling a story from track 1 to, 9. And I think that the singing is great, the playing is great, the instrumentation is fantastic. As far as musical, abilities go, it's 10 out of 10. They play really good, they sing really good, they write really good. But there's just something missing. And like I said, they focused more on the grooves, I think. They focused more on the mood. It's a very moody album. And it just doesn't hit as hard to me as Outbound or Darkness and Light do. I think Outbound is their best work by far. I think the album cover is really neat. I think the lyrics are thought-provoking, and it's a good story. It sounds like it'd be a really, really cool movie. And I just feel like the album kind of builds towards something that never really happens. That's just the overall sound to me. The last track, Thunderstorm of the Century, is pretty phenomenal. It's a very epic song, but after it ends, it kind of ends a little bit kind of a cliffhanger. And obviously that's what they were going for. And again, these guys are really, really talented, and this is a good album. I really do enjoy it. Like I said, I Am the Taker and Thunderstorm of the Century and probably The $1 Million Mile are my three favorites of all my other favorites that I listed. The songs that I'm not too crazy about, Voices of the Dead, We Are Rebellion, and The Legacy Lament are lacking, I think, a little bit. There's not like a bad song in here. And again, I'm a totally biased Keldian fan because I love their music. So I'm so incredibly grateful for them releasing a fifth album. I'm going to keep listening to this over and over and over again because I like it. But it doesn't have the same effect for me that the other ones do. I kind of hope if they make a sixth one, I hope they go back to the space stuff. But the keyboards, like I said, sound great. The guitar sounds great. It seems to be a little bit more bass heavy this time around. And like I said, it reminds me a lot of Memorial Beach Aha, where they kind of left the real melodic side and focused more on the mood and the grooves. And I think, like Memorial Beach, it didn't exactly pop or stand out, but it's a different direction, and I really respect them going in a different direction. So I would give this album a 6 out of 10. It's not, it's not great and it's not bad either, but I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Listen to it and let me know what you think. Maybe you think it's their best work. Maybe you think it's their worst. I don't know. So let me know in the comments, and if you want me to review another album or something else, let me know that as well. I've been Floyd Sampson, and I'll see you next time.